I'm a dumb, undereducated athlete.
You just got like assassinated.
You sacrificed your whole life for this. To achieve something crazy, you have to be crazy.
How does it hit the ego?
Not get my Rolex deal renewed. I'm playing your game. I couldn't like admit it.
You have power, wield it.
I care about what I look like.
Was it a lonely life?
Part of me, like quote unquote, has died. I'm top 100 in the world. I don't need to be the crazy tiger as if I'm in the jungle.
We're just insecure?
That's my worth.
Yeah.
That's what you think. So you're like full psycho.
Full
Okay,
psycho.
got it.
Was there any truth to the fact that you were less focused on your game? Today's guest is Genie Bouchard. By reaching the final of Wimbledon, she was the first Canadian tennis player to make it to the final of a Grand Slam. Legendary stuff, people. She's been rated number 9 and number 10 on Forbes' highest most paid female athletes list. She's been ranked number 5 in the world in tennis. She's done shoots for Sports Illustrated. She's done shoots for Vogue. People write songs about her.
I need a baddie like Genie.
She's also now a professional pickleball player. She can do whatever she wants. I'm really excited to talk to Genie about how she weaponizes her sexuality and her femininity because she's gotten completely assassinated in the press for that very thing, but I actually really admire it. So sit back and relax and enjoy this episode of the OK Sweetie Show with Genie Bouchard, another Canadian whomst we love. Shout out to Canada. Okay, sweetie. Okay, sweetie. Okay, sweetie. Okay, sweetie.
Okay, sweetie.
The OK Sweetie Show. This is something I'm really excited about. Have you ever heard the song about you? I'm sure there's many, but have you ever heard this song about you?
I think I know which one you mean, but I'm not sure.
It's a bop. It's an actual bop.
Are you gonna play this as like the intro to this episode?
Yeah, maybe.
You know, funny story. I was dating this guy at the time that this came out, and I like retweeted his like post about this music video.
Back the guy who made it.
Yeah, and my ex got so mad because like he says something a little like, you know,
Bossed up with the net worth.
there's a lyric in there that's not like
Something subjectifying.
PG-13. And my ex got so mad.
Loser alert.
I was like, someone made a song about me. Like, I want to promote this. Like, it's cute. Like, it's funny. It's like, it's an honor. You know, I want to like lift up my fans. It was like a huge problem.
Is this the same ex that you were dating when you went on the date? Super Bowl Knicks game date?
No, but I wasn't. I was dating a guy while the whole Super Bowl thing happened, yeah, which was very unfortunate.
So for the people listening who don't know the story, we'll just give them a little backstory.
It was just really boring. I was literally on the couch with my mom and my younger brother.
Yeah.
I had no cool Super Bowl plans, no parties or anything. And I was just, it was a blowout. If you remember, Atlanta was killing the Patriots. And so I just tweeted like, oh, I knew Atlanta would win. And then that riled people up. And then this guy said, well, if the Patriots come back, let's go on a date. And I wrote, sure. And then
And because you're like, there's no way this is going to happen. I'm bored on the couch.
Because the moment I tweeted sure to his date request was when there was the biggest differential in points. It was 28-3 at the end of the third quarter. You know, there's no chance this is happening. They called it the greatest comeback in Super Bowl history.
That's so funny.
And the next day, like so many people had messaged me about it. This story like was heard around. My uncle who lives in England was like, you're the #1 story on BBC. Like, what's going on? And I was like, oh my gosh. So I had to do it. Like I wasn't.
Yeah, she's a woman of her word.
Yes. We went to a basketball game.
You went to the Knicks game courtside?
The Nets in Brooklyn.
Okay.
Yeah. And yeah, it was a whole, like the NBA TV like followed us on our date. He got me Tiffany earrings.
Good move.
Yeah, I know. I was like, first date, Tiffany earrings. Like, this is great. So it was really cute. It was really sweet. And I think people loved it because it was just like a happy story. There's so much negative news out there all the time about everything. And it was just one of those, like, if you shoot your shot, it might happen.
I was going to say, why do you think people like loved it so much? I think that's the
There's
funniest
just like
part
this
of it all.
positive like aspect to it. And people love like happy endings. And then there was this one unfortunate incident where we hung out in Miami and
You and Twitter boy.
yeah, and we went to the beach. There was paparazzi that we had not seen. And so like a few days later, this article comes out of me and Twitter boy, and my boyfriend literally sends it to me. And he was like,
he's like, period, this is it. We're freaking done.
I mean, not quite, but almost. And I was like, oh my God, this is so bad. And then, yeah, a couple months later it was.
Yeah.
But I just, yeah, it's not like the best thing to do.
No, and listen, it's not the best thing to do, but I'm the exact same way and I get it. It's like, I'm just a flirty person. And if my boyfriend can't be okay with the fact that I'm flirting, maybe that's not the one for me.
Right. You need someone who's like okay with how you are.
Yeah, you need someone who's like going to be okay with you to be free.
Yeah. And I think we also looked like we would potentially date. He was a few years younger than me. He was in college, but he was like cute.
Yeah. So is the reason you didn't like keep pursuing it because you had another boyfriend?
Another boyfriend. First of all, I had one boyfriend.
One singular boyfriend.
One singular boyfriend. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't like trying to, date this guy, but we kept in touch and it was just fun because he got a lot of attention because of this. And then obviously it was a lot of attention for me too. And it was one of those things, it's when you like go through trauma with someone and you like trauma bond.
Oh yeah.
We kind of like trauma bonded and with this like crazy event that happened. He became the most popular guy. He was going to Mizzou. And then he actually said it was hard to date because all these girls would be like, oh, like,
Jealous.
you date Genie, like why would you want to date me and things like that. And so he said it ruined his dating life. And then I was like, it's ruining my relationship. And post-relationship, people think I'm dating you. And now that I'm single,
right.
Over the years, we've kept in touch randomly. Then whenever he had a girlfriend, he would like never talk to me.
Block you.
Oh my God, all the time. I think he actually did block me.
That sucks that's how things are though.
I know. And I was like, we're literally just very casual friends. Like,
yeah, can a guy and a girl be friends even
I don't
if they
know.
went to
That's
the
an
next
existential question. What do you think?
That's an existential. I think, yeah, duh. Like, if you think that guys and girls can't be friends, you're missing out on a large part of joy in life. Right. And like, guy friends are important to me. Yeah, do they all want to hook up? Sure, maybe. Well, see,
therein lies the problem.
Therein lies the problem.
Because if one side wants more, I think it's hard to have like a true friendship.
Yeah.
Because if you're ever too nice, they'll like see it as flirting. Sure. Or if you ever like let your guard down, they will pounce. Yeah. And I find it exhausting to keep that guard up and that wall up. And then it's just not worth having that friendship.
Well, any guy I'm nice to ever, they're like, you're flirting with me. And it's like, wait, no, I'm actually literally just being nice and interested. Like, I don't want to hook up with you. But now you're looking at me as this object and like, hello, that's not the vibe.
And then,
but I think like then they like, it becomes a joke. I've made it into this thing where it can become a joke. And then I'm like, obviously, I'm not going to hook up with you. Like, shut up. And then like they can pine for me and it's like a little bit.
Okay, so it's like this game you play.
It's like a game we play.
You see, I should take lessons from you and like do it that way because I'm just like, nope, bye forever.
Yeah, like you're like, now it's weird. Like,
I can't handle this. Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about tennis, shall we? You started at age 5.
Yeah.
With your sibs.
With my twin sister.
With your twin sister. Yes. And your parents just put you in a bunch of sports, right?
Exactly. We did this like class together. It was like every Friday after kindergarten.
It's adorable.
Or whatever. And it was mostly like hand-eye coordination games, like jumping in hoops or playing with balloons. And all the normal kids loved it because they were like, this is fun. We're like, and then I'm like, we only hit actual tennis balls for 10 minutes out of the hour. It's crazy that I still remember this 25 years later. But I would go crying to like my parents after and be like, I don't like these tennis like groups because we don't actually play enough tennis. And they were like, okay, she's not normal. Let's deal with that. And so I basically...
They're like, she could be a star.
Exactly. They already saw it right back then. So they started putting me in like private lessons groups, things like that.
How are your parents in terms of like being sports parents? Because sometimes you hear of like the tiger mom, but in terms of sports, or like there's that one F1 guy who made his son get out of the car because he didn't turn right.
So both of my parents were not elite athletes themselves, which usually I find when you have an elite athlete, there is some kind of family member who's been a professional or really good at something. So my parents were totally normal. They played tennis recreationally. And they just, wanted us to play a bunch of sports. And I mean, the proof that they're not crazy is that my twin, I'm defending them right now.
Crazy.
I'll give you the crazy stories, but there's also some more normal stories. Like my twin sister, at age 6, she retired. Like she didn't want to play anymore.
Was she not as good as, like, what about, where's the talent in that? Like, are you really good at age 6 and she wasn't?
I mean, I don't know if you can see a huge difference at such a young age, but it was more she didn't want to. She didn't enjoy it. And so my parents were like, we're not going to force a 6-year-old to do something she doesn't want to do. Later on, when she saw that I started having some success, she was like, why didn't you keep forcing me? And they were like, well, no, we weren't going to force the 6-year-old. So, they weren't like that crazy.
Yeah.
But I definitely believe you need a strong parental force or like family or whoever's helping the kid to try achieve, greatness in a sport. You can't do it being normal. To try achieve something crazy, you have to do crazy things. So I definitely had the more like tiger mom in my mom.
It was your mom.
She was like the tennis mom. Yep. And most players on tour had a tennis mom or tennis dad or uncle or something. You need,
but your relationship was like okay.
Yeah, so it's tough because like it's a dual relationship, right? And so I felt like she was more like helping me with tennis or momager as opposed to like normal mom. And now that tennis is less in my life, I feel like she's more mom, which is so fun.
That's nice that you can go back to that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But there were definitely periods during my career where it didn't feel like that at all. And she was like, coach number 2 or like agent number 2. Obviously she helped me, find all the people for my team. But of course she had been there from the beginning. And, a 12-year-old can't like figure out what coach to hire,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So my parents decided, okay, you're going to go to Florida, work with this coach, blah, blah, blah. Like it takes a village. I know that's such like a cliche thing to say, but it's so true.
That is true. I mean, cliches are true. Cliches are cliches for a reason.
Exactly.
What age do you move to Florida?
I was 12.
And that's just with your mom?
So actually, at first my grandmother was with me because my mom had 3 other kids to take care of. And then there was a year where actually my parents wanted all the siblings to be together. So they moved my other siblings down to Florida with me. And they all like hated me for that.
I was going to say, how'd they react?
I mean, I think it was good for them. And I frame it in a positive way. I'm like, you broadened your horizons, life skills. You're like, instead of like your little all-girls private school in Montreal, you're at a public school in Florida.
Right.
Like
probably some crazy shit happening
a lot
there.
of interesting things to see.
Yeah.
I feel like this is good for your growth.
Right. I feel like this is good for your growth.
This is what I say to them now, but they probably still have resentment. So
things are like, I imagine, pretty intense, right?
Very,
because you have this idea that you want to be a professional tennis player.
Yeah.
So I imagine like, I don't know, just walk me through like the training regimen, what a day looked like.
No, it was tough. I mean, it was like a full-time job. So basically we would do like 2 hours of tennis in the morning, 2 hours in the afternoon, plus an hour of like fitness, gym. And then you try to squeeze school in between all of that, which sounds like you're not really going to do it, right? Yeah. So I would say from age 15 to 18 till when I graduated high school, I felt like I was doing 2 full-time jobs because I was like training all day, trying to keep up with school, traveling for tournaments. Tennis is a very young sport, so you travel like you're a professional before you're a professional. When you're in the juniors, you're like traveling around the world. Like I went to Australia when I was 14.
Do you feel like there was ever a moment where you were like, fuck, I just want to be 16. I just want to like wear lip gloss and be a bitch to my mom and like go shopping at the mall, but I can't because I have put so much intensity and had so much sacrifice into the sport for me and for my family?
Totally, all the time. And these sound like small things, but I remember not being able to go to like my best friend's birthday party, which was like a sleepover. And, back in the day, those were big deals. And I couldn't because I had a tournament on the weekend. And it's like, that was hard.
Yeah.
I missed like every other Christmas because you have to go so early to Australia to prepare for the Australian Open. Barely did a New Year's because sometimes we're training and we have matches and so you can't do anything. So many like sacrifices like that. I remember.
Were you yearning for it in the time? Like you're watching Lizzie McGuire shows and you're like, oh, I just wish I could be like Lizzie.
Sometimes, yes. And then other times I was like, well, no, this is what I want to do. And that's why you need people to push you because...
To remind you.
Yeah, because like to remind you like, hey, you have a tennis lesson at 4:30 that we're paying for. We're going to bring you to it now, my mom or dad. And it's like, if you leave a kid to their own devices, like... Sure, some days I'd want to go, but then other days I'm sure I'd want to sit on the couch and eat Cheetos.
How do people normally do it? Homeschool?
Yeah, or no school. So a lot of,
people drop out.
Yeah, it's, I joke that all of us tennis players are just like severely undereducated, dumb athletes. I mean, I say that about myself because...
Big dumb jocks. It's like the most chic sport.
It's just, there are only so many hours in a day, right? And you can't do it all. And tennis is so young that you really have to prioritize it when you're young. Think about like gymnastics or things like that. One of my best year on tour was when I was 19 turning 20. And so I didn't go to college, obviously. And you just prioritize it in that moment. And you're like, okay, I'll deal with school after.
But did you graduate high school?
Just barely.
Yeah. Squeaked on by.
Yeah.
But I mean, whatever, because at the age of 18 is when you won Junior Wimbledon.
I think I actually graduated after that. I was probably a little delayed. And I remember I had to do one final, to get my last credits, I had to do this one final essay. And I hope they won't like revoke my, diploma, but I paid my brother to do it for me because I was like, wow. I just didn't have the time. I didn't have like the mental thing. And it was a mistake in hindsight because I go to like give in my essay and I think I'm just doing a final test. She's like, okay, now you have to give me an oral like on the essay you wrote. And I was just like,
no fucking way.
Yeah.
And you didn't know that before?
No. So I'm literally like scanning the pages. I hadn't even like read it. And I was like, and I give them like most horrific oral anyone's ever seen in the entirety of the world. And then I do a normal test, which I was decently good at. And so anyway, the poor lady passed me. I think she had sympathy.
She's like, you're a star. It's fine.
But that's why part of me, like in this like next phase of my life, I'm like, I need to go to college.
Yeah, I get it. What would you go to college for?
I just miss learning.
What would your major be?
I don't know. I would want to do, I feel like some schools have this thing called like general studies or just to learn a little bit about everything. I don't know enough about what I love. I loved math when I was in school, which sounds kind of nerdy, but
It's okay.
I just,
love a nerd.
the way I was disciplined in tennis, I was disciplined in school. Like I was really good in school until it became too hard to do both.
Yeah.
And I just missed out. I feel like I missed out on that college, the school life, learning and then doing the college experience and all that. I just never got that.
Yeah. Do you feel like not going to school, is there an insecurity about it for you? Or
Oh, for
is it
sure. I totally have that. And that's
like
why.
a dumb thing or
Yes.
an uneducated thing?
And I do believe I like have some kind of IQ or smarts, but like
For sure.
I don't have like formal education. And that's what I like I feel like insecure about. And that's why I make a joke. Every time I go to like a business meeting now or I meet people, I'm like, I'm a dumb, undereducated athlete. And I like start the meeting like that. I'm like, set the expectations on the floor.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
You're like, the worst thing you can think about me, don't worry, because I've already thought it about myself. But in
Exactly.
reality, people probably aren't like...
Everyone tells me you learned at the school of life. You've seen so many unique experiences that most people haven't by age 30. And I'm like, that's very true. But it's different.
It's so interesting because it's like you've accomplished so much in your life, but then do those accomplishments carry with you through life? Like, I think I would be, you know, I fucking was number 5, right? You were ranked number 5 at one point.
Good job.
You're ranked number...
You're good in school, too.
Wait,
You're a
ready?
good studier.
Let's check out these stats. Number 10 and number 9, highest paid female athlete.
Okay. I don't even know that, maybe.
Oh,
Which
yeah.
years?
I don't know, 2017, 2018?
That kind of sounds like possible.
I think that could be right. Wins junior Wimbledon at 18. First Canadian to get to the finals in Wimbledon.
Any Grand Slam.
Any Grand
Which
Slam.
is even better.
Like all these major things. I feel like I would, are you able to carry that with you through the rest of your life? Like, I accomplished all this shit? Or are you someone that's more, like, does the feeling of those accomplishments just kind of, like, fade away?
I don't think it fades away. And that's something that is important when you lose in, like, big matches or tournaments is to remember that, like, no one can take it away from you. So, like, when I lost in the finals of Wimbledon, for example, it's like, okay, but I still made the finals. And, like, for the rest of my life, I'll be able to say, like, I made the finals of Wimbledon.
And you're the first Canadian, like, that's, like, a record that you can hang on to.
Yeah, exactly. And so that's, like, it kind of gives you just, for me, it gives me this confidence of, like, okay, I know that I have this ability to, you know, work hard and set a goal and achieve it. Or, you know, obviously I would have wanted to achieve more in tennis, but I did achieve things that I'm proud of. And so it gives me confidence for sure. But then at the same time, going into like new worlds now, or potentially, I'm like, okay, the tennis doesn't fully transfer over. You know what I mean? I feel my most comfortable when I'm on a tennis court, not when I'm in
you're
like
most confident.
Exactly. Not when I'm like meeting like VCs or like business people or like lawyers and like, you know, thinking about what I'm doing for my next step is I feel like a newborn. Like I feel like literally like a baby.
Does it hit the ego at all? Like how does it hit the ego?
It's totally like humbling.
Yeah.
And it's interesting though, because I love a challenge and I love working hard. So it's kind of like, okay, what's Genie 2.0 going to look like? And it's like in tennis starting from the bottom, it's kind of like the same thing.
Did the lack of a sort of, let's say, playful childhood, does that come out ever in other ways?
Yeah, I had a very late rebellious phase.
Normally
I feel like
phase.
I feel like that happens in your teens. And so for me, it happened at 22. And I shaved the side of my head.
But I didn't know that.
Oh, to be fair, I wanted just like a very small like undercut thing. And I don't know what happened, but it was literally half my head. I felt like I looked like a cancer patient. And I was like, this is not the look I was going for. So,
did you do it? Someone did it for you?
No, I went to a salon and I was just like.
They never get it right.
It was way worse than what I intended, but it caused me to not get my Rolex deal renewed. Yeah.
Because you weren't traditionally attractive enough anymore?
I think they sent an email to my agent along the lines of like, oh, this is, doesn't align with our brand or something like that.
Whoa. What, any other fallout from that type of thing?
I mean, my mother.
Freaked out?
Yeah. And then I got like a temporary tattoo as well and was just.
What's a temporary tattoo? Like a literal like lick and smack and put water on
like
it?
a henna tattoo or something like that, which I had never ever done. It was like on my forearm.
What was it of?
Oh my God, this is so
It's like pay to play.
This is so embarrassing. It was like a crown.
Fuck
I don't know. Did someone snicker back there?
Like Queen Genie?
Because Justin Bieber like has one of those, like a crown tattoo. I don't know.
And that's your baby boy.
No. It was just, I was looking for inspiration and I just like looked at his tattoos and I thought it was kind of cool.
That's really interesting to me that you went through that rebellious phase and it came out sort of in your appearance, because so much of the narrative around Genie Bouchard is your appearance.
Yeah.
All the time.
Right. I was like, okay, this is my appearance now. Like, F you.
Yeah, fuck off. So you were kind of rebelling to, did it start at a young age?
Rebelling?
No, the appearance thing. And the reason I ask this is because I've heard you say that you were like a tomboy, whereas your twin sister was more of like the social butterfly.
Yeah.
And for me, I was a boy child. Like I was a boy child. I have an older brother and he was my best friend, is my best friend still. And I just like wanted to be just like him. So I just dressed like a boy all the time. Then when I was like in 5th grade and I wanted to start kissing boys or whatever, I started dressing girlier.
Okay.
And people could not shut the fuck up about it. Like everyone commented on it. It made me realize that like I got a lot of attention in that way.
And you liked it or didn't like it?
I don't know that I ever felt comfortable being super tomboy or super girly girl. And at the same time, I'm very much both. And I think I wanted people to stop commenting on it because it's just like uncomfortable.
Right.
And at the same time, I liked the attention.
Yeah, I would definitely say I was in the tomboy category as a kid. And so it is funny or maybe ironic looking back, thinking that like, okay, my appearance and brand and all these things, you know, gave me a lot in my career. Whereas when I was young, it was like, you don't even think about that when you're a kid. I was actually grateful for my sisters because they were more girly. And so they like helped me connect to the girly side, you know, and I feel like without them, I would have been even more of a tomboy.
It was something you wanted to. You were like, I want to connect to the girly side.
I think instinctively without consciously thinking of it.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I'm like you. Like I have the tomboy side and I have the girly side. And so it's an interesting mix when you become a female athlete, which is very much like tomboy and things like that. I'm like, but wait, I still want to like look cute on the court. I want a cute outfit. Like I still want to wear heels and go out at night.
Right.
You know, you don't have to have this like stereotypical female athlete tomboy vibe. And I think that was interesting for people, you know?
Tennis gives you the opportunity to actually express that.
It does, yeah.
And then you just got like assassinated in the press for that type of thing, right?
The big thing I feel like people hated on was doing stuff outside of tennis. And I just remember feeling bad about getting that hate and not understanding it because I was like, hey, if Vogue went up to you and said, hey, do you want to be in our magazine? Like you would say yes.
Yeah.
You know, so I got all these cool opportunities because of my success in tennis. And I was just like saying yes to them.
For sure.
And it's like, why should I keep myself in a little box and stay in my lane and not like take advantage of the opportunities that, first of all, come from this amazing sport that I've dedicated my whole life to. And so back in the day, it was more stay in your lane. And I just find it hilarious now, very amusing to see.
If you're not capitalizing on that,
then it's like, what are you doing?
then it's like, what are you doing?
You're insane.
Yeah.
Wait, you don't have a charity? You don't have a skincare line? You don't do
You're
this? You
missing
don't
out
do
on
that?
all of this shit.
You don't
You're
post
not,
on TikTok every single day?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Right.
And so I had to like fend off all these like questions and press of like justifying why I was doing what I was doing. And now 10 years later, let's say, the pendulum has swung so far the other side.
So far to the other
where
side.
you would be asked the opposite questions, like,
Yeah.
why are you not doing more? And so I just like kind of feel bad for my old self of like having to have to go through that.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying I was the only one. There were definitely others doing, you know, athletes otherwise doing stuff outside. But I feel like I was part of this maybe group who, you know,
You got
normalized it a bit more
Yeah.
of like, hey, you can do more than just tennis.
Well, part of your lore is like one of the most marketable women and like also with like the highest paid female athlete thing.
Right.
So do you think that people were hating on you because they just couldn't understand that, like, was it a focus thing?
Yes.
Or
a lot of the hate, I think, was that.
Because people are just like, you need to be focused on your sport, blah, blah, blah. Are you winning at the time that this is happening?
So that's a very good question. When I'm winning, the hate was not there. If I lose a couple matches, it's like, oh, well, that photo shoot you did 6 months ago affected your loss today. Did it not? And it's like, I did photo shoots like the week before Wimbledon, the week after Wimbledon, and it didn't change anything. So it's just like the temperature of whatever the current moment is.
Yeah, no, my dad works for the Eagles and it's like, and I live in Philly, which is like such a big sports city. And it's like,
Right.
you know, when the Eagles are doing well, everyone fucking loves him. He walks around town, people are like, go Dave. And then when the Eagles lose, it's like, kill your family, burn your house down,
Yeah.
like you're the worst person in the world.
Exactly. They're really like dependent on results, you know, more like fair weather in the sense of like, if you're winning, you know, you can't take a step wrong. Yeah. You could do anything you want. If you're winning, everything's fine. But if you're losing, then it's like you got to justify yourself.
Were you also like partying and socializing at this time?
So this time, meaning like early 20s, I think, yeah, during like my little rebellious phase, I was like, okay, like let me experience, I don't know.
Let me like go
the
out
college
and go
experience that I never got.
But I have such a big opinion on that whole thing where I'm like, you are a girl. You're getting a shit ton of attention. People are obsessed with you. You have power. Wield it. Like, make it, weaponize it. Have you ever heard that quote from Megan Fox?
No.
It's like women who are intelligent and know how to weaponize their beauty, there's nothing more powerful than that. There's nothing more dangerous than that. And I just have like the biggest opinion about it because I'm like, the world puts you somewhere, right? Like, you're either getting objectified and sexualized or you're getting overlooked. So I'm already here. You already put me here.
Right. Might as well make the most of it, right?
Might as well wield it to my advantage and make the most of it.
Right. So you get objectified and then you use it and do something with it, but then you get hated on for that. So it's like, well, you guys talked about it like that in the first place anyway, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I agree with that.
How are you reacting to that stuff as it was going on?
I mean, look, at the same time, you have to accept if you're going to live a life in the public eye, the hate is going to be there no matter what. There's no way to make everyone happy. I think if you have, you know, haters, it means you stood up for something for once in your life.
Yeah, there's definitely truth to that for sure.
And you can't make everyone happy, right? I mean, 100% of Americans don't even agree that the sky is blue. Like, it's just not going to happen.
The earth is flat. Let's just be.
Right, exactly. So getting people to like all be in consensus about, okay, how you appear, what you wear, it's never going to happen. So I don't want to like be a victim either because I put my life out there, right? And so it's like those people who post about their relationship and then they break up and then you don't hear a peep. It's like, no, you got to give it to us. Like,
you owe us an explanation.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so
I hate that.
You got to take the good and the bad at the same time. I mean, look, obviously, the positive attention is flattering. I definitely enjoyed that. I enjoyed the opportunities it gave me. Sometimes the hate made me feel bad and would get into my head and, you know, make me just feel a little bit less good about myself.
Did it affect your game? That stuff?
So I would say a little bit sometimes when I was like on a losing streak already and then I'm getting asked questions in the press like, people say, you know, you're not focused enough on tennis or you've changed coaches twice this year or, you know, we have to do press. It's mandatory or else we get fined. And so people can say all day long, hey, don't go read about yourself. Don't look at tweets. Don't look at comments. But I have to go to press. And so I hear through the questions what like the general public's thinking.
Ah, brutal.
So it's like there is no way to avoid it. So you just have to face it. And so, yeah, sometimes
you have to be graceful.
And the questions were tough.
Was there any correlation, do you feel like now looking back and like being totally for real, was there any like honesty? Was there any truth to the fact that you were less focused on your game?
That's a very good question. I don't think so. You know, tennis was my number one job and I had a coach and a team and a trainer and we were training all day, every day. Of course,
you couldn't have done more, really.
Right. Of course, days off or, you know, important opportunities, you'd fit them into the schedule. But
it's just funny because you're like 20 years into it. I mean, I can understand if you're like fucking ready to stop doing this.
No, I didn't feel that back in the day at all. I only felt that more recently, and that's why I retired. But, you know, I dedicated my whole life to tennis. I traveled 10 months a year. Like, I said no to so many things because I was going to play a tournament, because I had to be on the road for all these events. So it's like, I wish I could have done so much more if you think about it.
What were some of the big opportunities that you missed out on? And I want to ask, did you miss out on them because you were prioritizing tennis, or was there ever any opportunities that you turned down because of fear of scrutiny or judgment?
I think there's a bit of both. A lot was more scheduling, like just being asked to do guest appearances in like TV shows or things like that. Or once I was supposed to do like, okay, this is going to sound nerdy again, but like Celebrity Jeopardy.
We love a nerd and we love a person who's good at Jeopardy here.
So I couldn't do that because I was playing the US Open one year. And it's just like, I'm like, wait, I've played the US Open 10 times. Like maybe Jeopardy is like once in a lifetime. Maybe I should do that. That's like, how bad would that look? You can't. So I had to go play the US Open. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I heard one thing where they're like, you can't say that you are nervous or scared because then it's going to give the other opponent like an edge.
You can even say that you had like a therapist or a sports psychologist.
Because it made you seem weak?
Yes. Yes. And I was going through a tough time mentally because I had a really good year, then I was losing, and then, dealing with all this off-court attention. And I was, talking to people, and I couldn't like admit it. I couldn't even like talk about it because it was seen as such a weakness.
Wow.
And you didn't want to give your opponents an advantage, but like, what advantage does that really give them,
They probably would just be like, relatable. I actually like
Exactly.
you more. And then it's a disadvantage because I like you and I don't want to beat you.
That's so smart.
Right?
And nowadays, it's like, if you don't have a therapist, there's something wrong. There's something wrong with you. And
God.
people talk about what they talked about in therapy with their friends over brunch. Like, it's no big deal.
Internally, did you feel weak going to a therapist?
No.
Like, did you give into that narrative at all?
No, not at all.
No.
But it was just like, it's something we all knew we did, but like no one talked about it yet.
So tennis is such an individual sport, right? So I'm
Mm-hmm.
really curious about, you're on tour, you're kind of around all of these women. You can't view them as friends. And didn't you also have a quote where you were like,
I did.
I'm not here to make friends? People fucking assassinated you for
People
that too,
like
right?
got so bent out of shape over that comment. That's like my personal opinion, right? Like others can say they have friendships on tour, and that's their case, like good for them. For me, I was friendly with girls on tour, but I took the question as like a true friendship. And like, no, my true friends were like my siblings, girls from school, people actually liked having friendships outside of tennis to make me feel like I was a bit of a normal person and like had a life outside of tennis. And so, yeah, also for me mentally, I think it was easier to focus during a match if I wasn't against someone who I like genuinely love and care for. And that's just how I saw it.
Was it a lonely life?
Very much so. Yeah, tennis is very lonely. You have no teammates. I use this example. It's like, if you think about a team, they go into a locker room together, right? And they're all like on the same team. So we have one locker room, but we're all our own individual team. We're all like opponents.
I mean, yeah, you're like growling at the girl next to you.
Right. So we could be playing each other on center court at the Australian Open in half an hour, and like, I'm seeing you naked right now. Like, we're changing. We're like in a vulnerable moment, but we're like that.
So it's not like in the locker room, you're like, oh my God, like what happened with that guy last week? It's like, you're like.
I mean, I would say more and more girls are more like that now. I think back in the day, it was seen more, again, as a weakness. Like, you kind of don't want to be friends because it's like, you don't want to be vulnerable with someone. You don't want them to know like your deep, dark secrets. Nowadays, I think players are more friendly. And like I said, I would have small talk with girls in the locker room and be friendly with them. It was more just like a true, genuine friendship. Like, not that many. I would say a few, but not that many.
And the aggressiveness that they like kind of make you be, do you think that was inherent and natural to you? Or
What do you mean the aggressiveness? Like,
like they're like, you can't really like be friends with these girls. You can't express that you have a weakness. And then I've also heard you say that you like, you've had inherent like aggressiveness and stuff on court to be great, but then it was hard for you to turn it off.
yes, 100%.
In real life.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, I remember this moment when I was still a teenager and I got off the court and I was like, I won the match. I was hugging my mom and I think my brother was there. And she was like, you're off the court now. Like, you can relax, And I was just so like laser focused that it was hard for me to turn the switch on and off. And so I've learned, especially now, especially playing less tennis the last couple of years, retiring, like, okay, I don't need to be the crazy tiger as if I'm in the jungle in like normal human relations. Like, I need to like work on this skill that I haven't worked on for 20 years of like being more of a human and like.
Right. You need to be a human, not an athlete.
Exactly. And I was really just like jungle crazy athlete that like I didn't develop this like social skill of being like more empathetic or like kinder or understanding of someone else. Tennis is also so individual. Like you said, it's quite selfish. Like, you have to think about yourself and only yourself all day, every day. And so, I'm working on all these things now in therapy of like thinking about other people, being more empathetic, and not being like so aggressive. And aggression helped me so much in tennis, but it's like I have to turn that down and like turn up all these other things.
Did you have an awareness of that at the time? Like, did you feel like I'm missing out on these sort of human traits rather than...
Not really.
Yeah.
Which maybe sounds
You were
bad.
just like so one-track minded. You're like, I gotta fucking win.
But I think that also helped me achieve things. So I think there's like pros and cons to the same character trait, you know, gave me such positives of like, gave me that killer instinct, helped me win matches and achieve cool things. But then the con of it is, okay, well, functioning in society, you maybe want to tone that down.
It's so funny that you, Genie, view yourself as this like dumb, unsocialized jock.
Right.
When like in reality, like everyone's like, you're a shiny, bright, sparkling angel.
Isn't it funny how like you can think of yourself in a certain way and then...
So your value, right? Your worth was like so quantifiable from age 9 years old. Your wins, your achievements. That's how it is for any athlete. But this like modality of craving and always having to win, 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 in my opinion, is sort of the like antithesis of inner peace. So
Right.
were you able to see your value independently of your achievements?
At times, definitely not. And that's something I've heard other tennis players talk about as well. It's like we literally have a number next to our name, which is what our ranking is. And that's like what defines you.
Inarguable ranking.
I'm ranked 5. Okay, now I'm ranked 53. Okay, now I'm ranked 187. It's like, that's my worth. That's what you think.
Because you're raised to think that way?
Because you sacrificed your whole life for this. So you kind of don't know anything else. And it's like, this is all you're focused on. This is all you're doing right now. And so the result very much matters. It's like, okay, this is what I'm sacrificing my whole life for. Now I'm 187. This is not what I wanted.
Mm-hmm. Do you feel like I'm not lovable unless I'm like number 5 or number 1 or top 100?
A little bit. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Especially, I just felt like I was like letting down my family, letting down my parents, you know, people who saw me go through everything I went through, who helped me.
Who sacrificed so much.
Exactly. Who sacrificed so much. I'm like, they did all that for me to be 187. Like,
oh, that must have been like fucking
dang.
Brutal.
Yeah. I feel like I like let people down.
Yeah.
Even though it's an individual sport.
Right.
Like we said, it takes a village. Then I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm letting all of them down. So yes, it made me feel like lesser than, but also I just felt bad for the people around me. And I actually remember this point in early 2019. I don't know what was going on, but I remember just feeling the hate a little bit more, or maybe I was just more sensitive to it. And I remember waking up one day and being like, wait a second, I'm top 100 in the world. Like, why am I letting these people make me feel so bad when I'm top 100 in the world at my job? Objectively, that's a great achievement. And so why am I like feeling bad about it?
But you were never taught any differently. Like no one was, that's the thing that I'm so interested in athletes. It's like, it's almost necessary to achieve athletic greatness.
Exactly.
No one's saying, Genie, it's okay. Like you're still an amazing person. You bring value to the table independently of your achievements. Right. Like I don't think they could if you want to achieve greatness.
Exactly.
You kind of need that.
You need that craziness. That's why I said to achieve something crazy, you have to be crazy. You need that one-track mind. You need like the perfectionism, the expectations up there. I think something that helped me out, and it was there's this like moment in time when you're a teenager, maybe 15, where the kids decide whether to go to college or go pro. And so I had so many of my friends who were like, okay, I'll try go pro, but if it doesn't work out, I'll go to college. They all ended up going to college because they had a plan B. And I was like, I'm going pro. And if I don't make it, I'm not going to go play for a tennis team at a school. I'll go to school, but I'm going to be a normal girl.
You're going to be done.
I'm going to be done because to me, playing for a team at a school was like failure.
Like almost ego and also just too painful.
And I'm not saying that is failure. By the way, all my friends got an amazing, paid for college degree at an amazing school. That's a great path in life. But for me to try achieve what I wanted, I couldn't have this backup plan. And so you have to have that like craziness.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's what's so funny about it too, is because people think that like for them, the mark of their value is the achievements and the success. Like I absolutely fall into that too. But I have never once looked at someone else and said, well, you're not fucking exceptional and great, right, so I think less of you.
Right. No, exactly. I don't think that either.
There's this term, it's like our terminal uniqueness, and it's like this need, humans need to kind of strive and be special and be different, but like to your own detriment. But it's also a very human thing, in my opinion, to want recognition, like to want attention. You say that none of like the media stuff was really for attention and it was more because it was opportunities that were given to you. But I also feel like if you were to just say like, yeah, I fucking liked the attention, sorry, like that would be a completely human.
Well, I think anyone who says they don't like attention is lying. Of course, the attention is nice. It was flattering, like I've said, of course. And it just gave me actually such cool opportunities in life, like deals, money, events I could go to, like trips I could go on. You know, that's cool. That's happiness.
Yeah, and also like my worth in a lot of ways, I mean, obviously it's your skill, but also it's like the world, like we said before, the world makes me into a sex object. So like I'm getting recognized as a sex object, I'm like winning. There's a mark of success there as well, whether it's conscious or not.
Yeah.
We talked about how we kind of like appreciate that and enjoy that. But at the same time, when we Googled you recently and it's like the first 10 results are you in a bikini, is there ever a bother, like something annoying about that because you have accomplished so much in your career?
It doesn't bother me in the sense of like if that's what people like are interested in, that's totally fine. But it's more, I would say it bothers me in the sense of like I don't want to be just painted with like a broad stroke like that of like, okay, that's all she is. Humans are onions. There are layers and layers and layers. And it's like sometimes I just feel like people would label me as, oh, okay, she just like posts this on Instagram or something. And I'm like, there's so much like more to me. I also like read for an hour last night. I'm also like doing this and doing that and doing that. And it's just like, I'm playing your game. I'm playing your game and it's working.
Yeah.
But like, there's so much more than that. That's like one level of who I am as a person. And every single person has all these layers to them. And so I think we're all probably guilty of like labeling someone something when really, you know, there's so much more to the story than what you know. And so that part of it annoys me.
I also just think it's funny to feel any sort of shame thrust upon you from like, why is me posting a bikini picture going to make you think that I'm some vapid girl that has nothing else going on?
But like, why do we instinctively think that?
Maybe we don't even instinctively think that and like, we're just insecure. Like, I don't know, because I've never thought that about someone, but I feel like that's the general narrative, but I don't.
I feel like that is the general narrative.
But I wonder
just
why
feel
we
like
think
it
that.
is. Right. So like, where does that come from? Because someone who is smart and intellectual wouldn't do that?
Right.
Is that what that means?
Are we solving the world's, like, are we solving this, like, very complex issue right here, right now?
I think so. Yeah.
I think so.
So I think it means that we're a step ahead, though, because, again, it's like we're playing the game. Like,
yeah, that's my, like, I feel like,
okay, I know you're going to talk about this, so, like, here you go.
Here you go. Run with it. And great. And, like, I'm just going to be here, like, literally laughing all the way to the bank.
Right. Well, that's the whole Kardashian thing, right?
Yeah, I have a big opinion about that.
Okay.
I think, like, if you're the most famous family in America and you need to mutilate your body to continue to be the richest, most famous family in America, it's not probably something they really want to do, but it's like the systemic pressure. That's not their problem. They're also independent women. None of them really have husbands, or maybe they like kind of do, but they all run their own businesses. And,
kind of have a husband.
Yeah, like, and raise their kids on their own. So like they're a great role model.
For sure.
I think.
They're doing something right.
They're doing something right.
And for the haters who called Kim like talentless and then to become a billionaire, like I think you need talent to become a billionaire.
I think it's just sexist.
Right. So it's like, why do people assume if you're like better looking that you're like dumber?
Dumber.
Is because you can't have everything.
I wonder if that also ties into your whole like story in your head of yourself about being
dumb.
Stupid.
So that does that mean I'm hot at least? No.
For sure.
If I'm dumb,
established.
God gave me something at least.
Yeah, God gave you a couple things. If there's one thing that you need to know about me and about all the Sweetie girls, it's that we never leave the house without our Skull Candy headphones. I throw on my red jacket, I throw on my red headphones. Perfect outfit completer. Maybe I want to match my headphones with something else, like my scrunchie. Perfect, because Skull Candy has options. Not only is my noise being canceled, but my bass is bumping and my quality is great, and I can listen to everything from Taylor Swift to Sabrina Carpenter to Wu-Tang Clan. Oh my gosh, yes, so Sweetie coded. My bass is bumping on these things. Go to skullcandy.com, buy yourself a pair of headphones, Sweetie Pink or Sweetie Red. Go buy some Skull Candies. So we talked a lot about worth, right? And tying your worth to this achievement. This year you decided to retire. Mm-hmm. So have you been able to reconfigure your brain and find your worth elsewhere?
I think I'm still in the process of that. I do have to say that even before retirement, I was already playing less tennis. I started doing some pickleball events in 2024, so it made me, be able to play less on the regular tennis tour, and already doing that. So I actually feel like it was kind of a gradual thing, which I think is good because, I don't know. I feel like sometimes athletes, when they retire, they like go crazy because it's like a cold turkey thing.
Yeah, or they just have to come back 17,000
Exactly.
times.
Exactly. Nobody can properly retire these days anymore. So because I did it gradually, I think I did it in a more healthy way where it's like, okay, I retired, but I was kind of mentally already there. I did it like a slow burn version. And so I think I'm not going to like lose my mind and just go like gamble or like do all the drugs or do all the things and lose all my money. But yeah, I definitely am like in this new phase of like, okay, who am I as like a human being?
Who am I as a human
as
being?
opposed to like me as a tennis player?
Yeah, exactly. I think that would be hard. I have this one friend who is a professional snowboarder, and he thought that people only liked him because he was a professional snowboarder. And then he kind of like retired and started ballroom dancing, and nobody cared that he was who he was. People just liked that he was there and wanted to ballroom dance.
Oh, what a nice story.
It's such a beautiful tale. I think, maybe take up ballroom dancing.
I think that's what I'm going to start doing.
Right.
But there's this quote that says athletes die twice, when they retire and then when they actually die, because it's like this thing you gave your whole life for, you sacrificed your whole life, missed out on so many normal life moments. And so it's just weird at a, not normally young age to like retire. It's kind of like your entire identity.
Absolutely.
And you stop it.
Right.
So it's like literally a part of me, like quote unquote, has died. It's weird mentally to like be 30 or 31 and like think I've retired at something, but still have a long life to live. But then this whole thing, the only thing I've ever known, okay, well, that's over. It's like weird. It's hard. That's why I think it's so hard for athletes to retire.
How do you deal with it?
I think a lot of heroin, and then
Well, rock and roll.
you got to, for me, is finding something that gives me something close to that feeling. I think nothing will ever replicate walking out center court of the U.S. Open, 20,000 people screaming in life. I think that's why it's so hard, because it's like, look at Tom Brady. He retired, he came back. Normal life.
His wife left him.
I know, but normal life at home with the kids is not the same feeling. It's boring compared to winning a Super Bowl. And so we have to all like find things to, excite ourselves or to like get that like adrenaline that we used to get playing sports, because normal life compared to this crazy ride I just was on is boring.
Right. It's that Justin Bieber quote. Have you ever heard that? Where he says, literally don't know the quote at all, but it's something like that, where he's like, I can't get joy out of normal life anymore because...
Right. It's almost like we're desensitized to like normal stuff because we've felt such highs that like most humans don't necessarily feel. I mean, how many humans walk out to some kind of stage or court or arena with 20,000 people watching them and millions on TV? Not that many humans.
Not that many at all. Right. It's such a double-edged sword.
Right.
Does pickleball fill that void? Or was pickleball like, here's a fucking payday, babe. Like, come play pickleball?
It was multifaceted. I would say, number one, I was so excited to try something new. I've done tennis for 25 years. I was like, this is fun. Like, I'm going to learn a new skill. It's like this feeling of missing out on learning. I was able to do that. To be a part of something that was growing. Like, everyone I know and their dog plays pickleball. And so people are like obsessed with it. And to kind of like jump on this bandwagon of like, wow, like opportunity-wise, financially, like this can like explode. Like, this is very interesting. And then the quality of life thing, like how all the tournaments are in the US, the travel's easier. It's a bit easier on the body. We go through a lot of injuries with tennis. So it was, I would say all those reasons. I get a little bit of adrenaline walking out to play, of course. It's like it's a match. It's like a duel.
Is it the same outfit type of vibe too? Like,
yes, yes. That's like all my tennis outfits is what I'm wearing.
Yeah.
But the TV stuff for me is what helps a lot in that like lack of adrenaline area, where when I go live on TV, I feel like I'm performing. And so I get that, that rush.
Yeah, it's like you have the same thing.
Right.
Did pickleball come to you and say, hey, we want you to be our it girl? Because I feel like pickleball PR is like, it's like Granny June, or it's like Kevin, who was like the captain of the JV team.
I was like, who are you talking about?
No,
am I supposed to know these people?
Like a metaphorical Granny June, or Kevin who was captain of the JV team and like needs to prove that he's still got it.
Got it.
But then they're like, well, this is our image. Fuck, like Genie, come save us.
Well, I think at the amateur level, it's more like what you're talking about. And what they wanted to do was just make this real professional league, which already existed before I joined, of course. And they wanted, interesting or high profile or I don't know what tennis players to come and kind of join their tour and show like, hey, this is a legitimate tour. It's a real sport. People from like a very respected sport, tennis, are coming over to play it. So like, respect us too.
And then now you feel like you just retired, you're 31, you're playing pickleball, and also maybe you're going to go to college and try to like get back some of that experience that you lost.
I know. Will I be like that weird like old lady in college trying to
No,
like,
I don't think so, because you're like
trying
gorgeous.
to like party it up with the like frat boys and like.
Maybe. If you go to frat parties, yeah, maybe.
I want to like play beer pong with frat boys. Like that's what I want to do.
I'll go with you.
Okay.
We can
I
do
feel
it
like you
together.
can like show me the way.
I'll just be like super weird, and they'll just be like, okay, well, we're going to talk to the pretty one.
No, I feel like you know what to do in these situations, and I'll be like super socially awkward because I like
I'll
have
be like,
these.
guys, she didn't go to school, really.
Yeah.
Just warm her up.
Yeah, exactly. Because school, by the way, doesn't only give you education; it gives you that social component,
Yeah.
which I totally missed out on. Like that's what I tell people too. I'm like, if I'm weird socially, this is why. Okay. And I was alone in hotel rooms, traveling the world at 18 instead of socializing in college.
Right, and you're looking at the people around you as sort of like enemies.
Exactly, like opponents. Some I'm kind of friendly with, some not. Like, keep your guard up. Don't show weakness.
Did that make you paranoid at all?
I wouldn't say paranoid.
Like, do you when you view people like girls or anything, are you kind of viewing them as like, are you out to get me in any sort of way? Is that like any sort of general?
Like on tour? Or in
like
general?
does it translate to life at all?
I would say it translates to life in the sense of like it's hard to trust. Like I don't know if someone wants to be my friend because they like who I am or they like the perks of my lifestyle. I'd say trust. It's just hard to trust people.
Yeah. Yeah, they're like, oh, maybe this person just wants to be my friend because they want to hang out with Justin Timberlake and Mark Wahlberg.
Is that from your research?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's good. That's
Yeah,
good.
because Mark Wahlberg came up to you and said,
The Twirlgate
the
thing.
Twirlgate thing, which is like also an insane scenario to me.
I know. See, these things just like happen to me, like out of my control. Like,
Yeah.
the guy just asked me, and like the Super Bowl thing, like all these things just like,
I know, there's such random things to bring you like such attention.
I know.
The Twirlgate
People
thing,
went crazy over
people
that.
went crazy. For those who don't know, what year is it when this happens?
2015.
2015.
Yeah.
A reporter says, give me a twirl, show me your outfit. Which, was he gay, do you think?
I don't think so.
It's just like so. That was like my biggest thing about it, that I thought was a straight man being like, give me a twirl.
I know.
I didn't know they knew that language.
I've actually never thought about that.
That's the very first thing.
That's so interesting. No, I don't think so. I mean, who knows? But people just saw it as such a sexist thing. Like, okay, she just won her match and you only care about what she looks like. But I was like, I care about what I look like. Like, I want to show off my cute outfit. I'm okay with it. Like you said, like weaponizing it, using it to your advantage. I'm like, okay, well, if I look cute and people think I look cute, like I'll post my cute outfit and get more followers and get more brand deals and whatever. So people like took it so hardcore. And while I do understand that side of it, I'm like,
I'm just a girl.
my outfit's cute, guys.
I'm just a girl. My outfit's adorable. Like, let me twirl. Can't we be both?
Right, exactly. And that was the thing. It's like
kind
one
of-
or the other.
It's funny because it's like they're so mad at it because they're thinking that it's anti-feminist. But then the real
Right,
viewpoint would be, well, let a bitch be both.
exactly. Use it to your advantage.
If you want to be a real fucking feminist.
Exactly, 100%.
We are solving the world's
it's like backwards,
issues.
you know?
It's like backwards, absolutely. Okay, Genie.
Yes. Oh my God, I'm nervous.
Genie.
You sound serious for the first time this hour.
So we named our show the Okay Sweetie Show because to us it represents times in people's life when someone would be like dismissed. Sorry, I'm not explaining this very well. Okay, sweetie, when people say it to you like, okay, sweetie, dismissed, condescended.
In a condescending way.
In a condescending way, yes, thank you.
Right.
What is your okay, sweetie moment?
I would say, I don't know if there's a specific moment, but it's just a vibe. I would say that sometimes I feel like, yeah, people just wouldn't take me seriously in other aspects of life, like other endeavors, because of like just being painted by that broad brush of like, okay, you just care about posting bikini pics, you know? And so it's that feeling of like, there's so much more to me than that. Like I'm not just, you know, that's not what I like think about 24/7. It's not what it's just a portion of my personality. And so I think, just assuming someone is only like surface level or what they show. And that's just like a feeling I've gotten sometimes.
I think we can relate on that because same.
Yeah.
That's how I feel kind of like throughout my life.
Right.
And I didn't win junior Wimbledon. Like I don't have these successes to really lean on.
Right. And
So you should feel bad for me. No, I'm just kidding.
You're the real victim here, not
I'm
me.
the real victim here.
I came
hello.
on here to be a victim, but it's actually you.
Yeah, guys, feel bad for us. No, it's not even about that. It's just,
There's so
girlhood.
much,
It's girlhood.
Yeah.
It's like, it's relevant.
and there's so much more depth. Like even by the way you're asking certain questions, I'm like, okay, there's like depth where it's like you can also portray yourself as like more lighthearted and goofy, but then there's like real depth, and it's like I'm sure people could see you just as you are and assume that worst version of you.
Right. All right, we have a rapid fire.
Okay.
What's something you've pretended to like for a crush?
Pretended to like for a crush.
Yeah, mine would be like dogs.
Interesting. You're not a dog person.
Not a dog person.
Okay. I'm like actually not a dog person either. And like I'm like scared to say it.
No, people will attack you.
Now I'm gonna
PETA will come for you.
so many people are dog people. And I love animals, like from far. I just the dirt, the uncleanliness, the fear that they're gonna bite me. There's just like all these things happening in my mind when I see a dog come near me.
Yeah, they're fucking annoying. I don't want
okay.
I don't want to bring death to dogs. Love them, they can exist. I don't need to I think it's actually way more pick me to be like, "Oh my god, look at the dog. Like I love the dog. Every single dog that walks by, I love it."
Wait, do you think guys get dogs on purpose to try to get girls?
Yes.
Okay.
Especially when you go to college, you'll see that all the time.
They have dogs in college?
A man completely unfit for a dog will get a cute little tiny little husky poodle thing.
In college?
Oh yeah.
I feel like men can't even like take care of themselves at that age. How are
know.
they taking care of another living creature?
I'm sure they're not.
Aw.
They just want to get
See?
girls.
So that's like animal abuse. That's not
and
right.
it is animal abuse.
That's not right.
It's better if the people who don't like dogs just stay away from dogs.
But like why do people get so like butthurt when you say you're like just not a dog person?
People get perplexed.
Yeah.
They're like, "So are you a serial killer?"
Right. I'm like, I love animals. I think they're cute. I also think, we domesticated them a little bit in an extreme way. Like, does this like and we like created these mutations of them, right? This like teacup poodle, like, what are we doing with that?
A pug is fully man-made.
That's like weird to me.
Totally weird.
I'm very big on like nature and how nature should be and all that. And like a dog living in a New York apartment, I don't think that's fair for him.
Yeah.
So I'm actually more in support of dogs than you guys who own dogs because they should be out in the wild. They're descendants of wolves.
You actually love them more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I care more about their like well-being.
They're wild. They should be wild. And
Sometimes
free.
I see huge dogs in New York City and I'm just like, where does he get a chance to run and like be a dog?
Yeah.
Not in that one bedroom, not in that studio apartment.
No, and also keep him off like my clothes.
The cleanliness thing is an issue for me. Like they like walk around outside and then you're like letting them jump on your bed.
Dude,
like,
and
no.
just train them. Like no one likes an untrained dog. I don't believe that anyone likes to get their face licked.
Well, some people like do lick their they do that.
I know, they make out with their dogs and I think it's pick me. I don't think anyone actually likes that.
Oh, you think they actually don't like it?
I don't think they like it. I think they just want to be liked.
Interesting. I didn't think about it from that angle. I was just like, the germs are not for me, but you do you, but I just want to stay clean over here.
Right.
Okay, so you pretended to like dogs for a guy. Interesting. I mean, okay, well, actually, I would have the same answer because I would have never even like ventured to say that because the dog community will come after me. Red wine.
Because a guy was like really into red wine.
Just to like act
To seem
mature
chic.
and sophisticated and like as if I know what I'm tasting.
Oh, you've been like done the smell thing and been like, no, it's not.
Or like, yeah, I like this one because of this reason. Like totally have no idea what I'm saying.
That's hilarious. That's a really good answer.
I'm not like mature enough to be at that phase in life, but I was like pretending to be.
100% relatable. What do you spend most of your money on?
Real estate.
Slay.
But like to the point where like I shouldn't, but yeah.
But it's like that's
Not
a good
slay.
investment.
That's what I say.
Yeah.
Okay.
Isn't that like everybody knows that, right?
Exactly. That's a great investment. They're not making more land.
Yeah,
we're not making more, planets
We're not making more planets.
unless we go to Mars.
Yeah, which they are doing.
Like Elon says we're going to go.
You should buy some real estate on Mars, I think. Maybe is the next good move.
Yep.
What's your toxic trait?
Oh God. My toxic trait is, I think it's just like the need to know everything. Is that toxic?
Then like you act like you know everything in a conversation?
No,
or
like
you
needing to know everything.
like being curious.
Yes. But like to the point where it's like annoying.
I think that's a really good answer. Like if you're asked in a job interview, what's your biggest weakness? You're like, just
trying to like humble
work
brag.
really hard.
No. But to the point where like with a boyfriend, I'll be like, okay, no, but like how many eggs did you eat this morning? To the point where it's like chill out.
Freaky.
Yeah.
Where does that come from, you think?
I think it's because I'm always away from like people, siblings, family, relationships that like it's my way of like imagining I'm with them.
Like keeping yourself relevant in their life.
Or like exactly hearing about their life or sharing mine. So I'd say specifically in relationships, yeah, I'd be like, okay, I've always only ever had long distance relationships in my life. And it's like, what else do you have to like keep yourselves going? You know, you don't see each other at the end of the day. So it's like, okay, like, how's your day? And like, okay, who's your meeting with? And this and that. And I'm just like, I just want to know everything.
Yeah, and then you get mad if
I want to
like,
phrase it as like a love language thing and not a toxic controlling thing, but you know.
You know, but I do get it where like, because I've had long distance boyfriends too. I would always date pro snowboarders and they're like,
oh, so you have a type.
They can't even text you because it's the winter. All winter, you're like, okay, I guess we're still dating, but you can't even text me back. But then it's like the same type of thing where it's like they buy a new hat and they don't tell me.
Right. I'm like, why didn't you tell me this?
Why didn't you tell me this? So you must not love me.
Exactly.
A little crazy.
Like I want to know everything, but I think to me it's love, but some people see it as psycho, but whatever.
They fuck them. What's the key to your heart?
Telling me everything. I'm kidding.
Hey, good answer.
Well, is this kind of like a love language question, or are we talking relationships or in general?
However you want to interpret it.
I mean, gosh, I would say like quality time is just so important because again, I'm always far away. Yeah. So with anybody, with like friends, people who like make time for you in the relationship, putting the phone away, like quality time, family, friends, all of that. Very important. Yep.
What's the dumbest reason someone's broken up with you?
Oh, wow. Okay, well, first of all, that doesn't really happen that often. You say it as if it happens every week.
Are you mostly the breaker-upper? I've asked that to someone before and they were like, I've never been broken up with. And I was like, slay.
You know what? I think everyone needs to be broken up with because it's just one of those things in life you have to experience. And so I'd say it's mostly me. But okay, the dumbest thing. Well, do they tell you? I mean, sometimes they don't tell you, right?
If they're criminals, I feel like they need to tell you.
Why they don't want to be with you?
Yeah, I would demand an answer.
Okay, so you're like full psycho.
Full psycho, yeah.
Got it.
But I think that it's likely that people lie. Like, instead of saying, they're like, I'm really busy with work, they would maybe just be like, well, you're a little bit, you know, I actually got this from a guy once who was not my boyfriend, but he's like, you're too main character. But I respected the honesty.
Wow.
But I think...
one of them was for not being religious enough.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's not going to be a good match.
It's a deep one. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Incompatible.
Yeah.
But I also had one where it wasn't a boyfriend, but just a more casual talking phase and a similar comment. Like I was too abrasive. I was too like direct. I was too like, I wasn't like soft enough.
Did that one hit at the heartstrings? Because...
Well, I didn't realize it. And so I'm like, okay, maybe I should work on this.
So that type of thing mixed with your mom being like, Genie, we're off the court, you can turn it off.
Yeah.
Was your reckoning into the aggressiveness thing?
Mm-hmm. And other people too. Sometimes hearing it from like a tennis coach who I've had one tell me that as well. And I really appreciate this information. I'm like, okay, you're helping me try to become a better person.
Yeah. I wish you the best of luck in this at the frat parties.
I'll invite you.
Yeah, if you need a buddy.
Okay.
I got you.
Okay. You'll lead the way.
I'll lead the way. I will.
And then we can like come back on and talk about it.
I'll take that hit for you. Then we can come back on and we can rehash.
The stories we will have.
That would be hilarious,
No, actually. Put like a GoPro on like you and me and just see what happens.
And we can act so stupid because girls in college like are supposed to be so stupid. So it'd be really fun. Because we've always hated to be stupid, both of us. But
I won't have to act.
You won't have to act. We can just lean into it and be
exactly.
like, this is actually just fun.
Oh, I want to live my dumb girl dreams.
Yeah. No, we will. I feel like Genie and me really vibed, and it's probably because we're both Pisces. Can't wait to go to college with her. We'll vlog it. Sweeties, thank you so much for listening. Please let us know what you liked, what you didn't like. Send us any suggestions on who you want to see on the show. Give us 5 stars on Spotify. Subscribe on YouTube. It really helps get the show out there. We're new, we're up and coming, we're for the girls, and we really want people to keep popping off and enjoying our stuff. So it would really mean a lot. Can't wait for next week's episode of the OK Sweetie Show on Tuesdays. Bow and chicka wow wow.